Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala khatmun nabiyyin. Honorable Mr. Justice Mia Gul Hassan Aurangzeb, Honorable Mr. Justice Sardar Ijaz Sahab, the Honorable Federal Minister for Law and Justice and the Dr. Shoaib Sidil Sahab, Assalamu alaikum, and the members of the Bar. I will stick to my presentation and will try to confine myself within the time limit. But one important thing which I want to share here, most of the things which have been discussed here, I'm glad to share with the honorable judges in the audience the presentation which I'm going to give on the what Law and Legal Aid and Justice Authority is going to do for the promotion of the ADR in Pakistan, covers almost everything. Here we talked about the backlog of the cases, the shuffle of life of the cases, courts are overburdened, time for quality of judgment, and similarly training of the mediators, awareness about the ADR through union councils and the police reconciliatory committees, and many other things. These all are almost covered in this presentation. Can you show my presentation, please? Yes. So this is an initiative with the Legal Aid and Justice Authority took for the establishment of Mediation, Legal Aid and Training Center under the PSTP project. It covers the statutory mandate of LAWJA and SDG targets of the Government of Pakistan. It shows its objectives, description, justification, and technical parameters, cost estimate and phasing, and benefit analysis. Next, please. So the project mainly focuses on the basis of the statutory mandate of LAWJA enshrined in Section 8, as well as the SDG targets 4.7, ensure that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote human rights, etc., promotion of rule of law at the national, international level, ensuring equal access to justice, and ensuring protect fundamental freedoms. Next. Objectives. Establishment of this center will lessen the burden upon the legal aid regime, because if we undertake to give legal aid to one case and it go to its logical end, we need to give the legal aid for at least 90 hours up to the Supreme Court of Pakistan. And also it adds in the shelf life of the cases, because that will remain in our docket for at least 15 years. So if it is resolved through ADR, it will lessen the burden, financial burden upon the government exchequer. It will promote the rule of law by making aware the people about the right-based legislation, because we intend to create right-based legislation training programs as well. It will institutionalize the ADR, obviously, institutionalizing mediation and reconciliation by providing in-person and online dispute resolution. So it caters a person-to-person mediation and also the online dispute resolution, reducing litigation cost, women empowerment, and easing access to justice. Next. The project is in line with the constitutional requirements under Article 3, 4, 9, 25, 37, and Article 38. As I mentioned, the Section 8 of LAWJA and the SDG targets. Next. Justification and international obligations. These are the international conventions which Government of Pakistan has committed, and we are obligated by before the international world to follow these international obligations. And these all cover the human rights issues, as well as provision of the legal rule of law, and also the access to justice to the people. Next. Social justification. Pakistan is the 5th largest country in the world, and having population more than 220 million. The Constitution of Pakistan grants the citizens fundamental protection. Pakistan's encapsulated judicial structure, the judiciary has not been able to address the wave of litigation, because we are overburdened due to the egoistic-based litigation. Delay in dispensation of justice and increasing the backlog of the life of the cases. Next. It is very important. At the end of the year 2020 alone, there was a total 2.2 million cases pending in the various courts of Pakistan. The year 22 alone witnessed increase of 22% rate from the previous year, sir. Pendency growth is greater in the lower court than the superior court. In superior court is 3%, and while in the lower court it is 18%. High number of lengthy civil cases are usually converted into criminal cases. These are the nursery civil cases, and the family cases, the nursery for the criminal cases. We need to resolve it through the ADR. These become challenge and burden of the complainant, their family, and the criminal justice system as well. The cost of the proceeding also increase with the rise of the under trial prisoners. There are 125% under trial population, which already stands of the total capacity of the prison, sir. जो हमारी prison की total capacity है उससे 125% ज़्यादा लोग इस वक्त prisons में हैं जो under trial prison हैं. Next जी. Increasing the backlog of cases, cost of litigation. Number of jail inmates, include UTB, especially juvenile and women, acts as the substantial impediment in the fulfillment of the international obligations I already referred, as well as attainment of the sustainable development goal to which we committed to international world. All these tributaries which lead towards negative impact on human rights fabric of Pakistan regarding its constitutional and international human obligations. For the realization of the human rights envisaged under the Constitution of Pakistan, as well as international obligation under various human rights treaties, Pakistan needs to establish an effective mechanism for the dispensation of justice and the rule of law. Next, Kareji. With the massive pile of the backlog of cases, the government is confronted with two primary objectives. Either to increase the number of judges, number of the courts, or go for the alternative dispute resolution. At the moment, we have 25% vacant posts in the judiciary. So judiciary continuously attempts to announce their posts and recruit the lawyers as the judges, but still 25% posts are vacant. So it seems impossible at the moment that we increase the number of judges, because we have already vacant posts. First we need to fill those posts, and then we can go for the further posts. So what else is left? What else is left? The alternative dispute resolution. Next, Karenji. The use of ADR in criminal and civil litigation has ample precedent in Pakistan, already referred by our honorable judges and the other presenters. The key consideration as manpower, infrastructure, and legal education have been overlooked in the past. This is one of the reasons that we are unable to get the judges for the district judiciaries, and 25% posts are vacant. Next, Karenji. So, what we are going to do, इसे आगे कर दें जी. Next कर दें. टेक्निकल पैरामीटर्स को भी जाने दें जी, इसको आगे कर दें. प्रोजेक्ट जो अब हम करने जा रहे हैं जी, द प्रोजेक्ट बेनिफिट्स एनालिसिस. द करंट स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द जुडिशरी इन पाकिस्तान इज अराउंड 3000 जजेस in total. At an average, single judge is tasked with deciding 750 cases. Huge judge to case ratio. And if we go to judge to population ratio, that's at 750,000 person against a single judge. The project will reduce the cost of legal aid for provision of lawyers, payment of fines, etc. to deserving litigants. The project will also reduce burden on the courts, and increased trend will be reduced through diversion of the cases through ADR. So, as Honorable Mr. Sept Gul Hassan Sahab said, we need time for the quality judgments. So, when these egoistic cases are referred to the ADR, then the honorable courts will have more time to deal with the more important cases. Next. The project will have a long-term impact for easing the access to justice. It includes many forms raising elimination of socio-economic. So what we are going to do now, what we are planning, sir, I will take benefit the presence of the Honorable Federal Minister Law. This project has been approved by the PSDP and the Planning Division. But unfortunately for this year, it has been frozen, and we have requested the Planning Division to release funds for this. आगे कीजिए जी इसको ज़रा. So, here are the 3 years planning, sir. Preparation of training manual for pre-institution based ADR and legal training for master trainers, and training manual prepared, one for master trainer and the other right-based manual. So we are going to prepare in the first quarter of the first year 2 training manuals, one for the master trainers and one for the mediators. And also we will prepare a training manual on the right-based legislation for the training of the general public and the at the college and the university level. आगे करें जी. Next करें. the center can begin training in mediation. So our first planning is to train the mediators as has been referred, despite all these impediments with the support of the Islamabad High Court, Legal Aid Society, Federal Judicial Academy, and Legal Aid and Justice Authority, combinedly going to undertake a training program for 100 mediators in Islamabad. After that, we are focused on pre-institution mediation, sir, through union councils and through police reconciliatory committees. So when the matter is referred to the police reconciliatory committee, before it is converted into FIR, we will give a chance on this theme through the trained mediators. The problem is why ADR is not flourishing in Pakistan. We don't have trained ample human resource for that. This is a complete skill. Unless our people know the art of the mediation and the reconciliation, it will turn into another futile exercise. So that's why we are focusing first of all to train the mediators from the legal fraternity, and for the court annex mediation, and also for the pre-institution mediation by training the member of reconciliatory committees of the police stations and also the members of the local bodies. Next, can you? Last 2 years. And then we will go the post-institution mediation as referred for the court annex mediation, which we are going to start with the support and help of the Islamabad High Court. And after that, we have planned to train the public sector organizations to develop the culture of ADR within their department. That will once again reduce their cost of litigation, which they spend in the standard routine litigation in the courts. जैसे मुख्तलिफ गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, PIA है, यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, कॉलेजेस हैं, इनके अंदर ADR को प्रमोट करने के लिए we will train their own mediators. And third, the Legal Aid and Justice Authority, under its mandate under Section 8, will establish its own mediation center for providing third party a neutral mediation center. So if there is no mediation successful within the department, and they want, or any other department of the government or the private organization, they want their mediation through an independent forum, so, which is backed by statutory provisions, the LAJA will provide them the legal support and provide them a third-party mediation center. So I will request, sir, if you see the overall, I will share the overall paper with you, which refers how many mediators will train from the legal fraternity in 3 years, how many mediators will train from the public sector organization, and how many will be through the police stations, reconciliatory committee, and the union councils, and how many cases are expected to be dealt. That will be not a big deal for the government of Pakistan to spend a very meager money, because we need to invest on people if we want our people to deliver for the country. Thank you.